these little things sneak up on you. It's frightening, I promise.
We're Hollywood Saffron, we're a band. My name is Luke. I play guitar and I sing.
I'm Jordan, I play drums.
I'm Christian and I play bass.
I'm Michael and I play guitar.
It's like, I take a lot of inspiration from like people's creative directions and like kind of how a band's identity is not just their music, it's like their imagery, what kind of like, fonts they use and flyers and designs and everything. But I think we're all into clothes and we're all into design and stuff like that, but that's like one of the most important things to me, is kind of like establishing. Yeah. For me, like musically as well as creative direction wise, like the Beach House is definitely like number one for me, just because I think like they're in like what they do in its entirety is like not just musically, but like how they don't really do interviews or music videos. It's kind of like very enigmatic, and there's not a like. What we talk about a lot is like fourth wall breaking with like a musical act. Like I feel like how you look on social media and how you look like visually is kind of like a performance. And a lot of people today obviously have to do the like breaking that and being like, "What's up, guys?" Like, "Hey, guys," and talking to people. But I love how bands will like make everything like just the performance, and you're viewing it and you're engaging with it. But there's never the like asking or talking directly with the people. It's like you're watching a show. I think there's a lot of people that like either bank on like nostalgia or bank on current trends, and I feel like the people that inspire us the most are people that are just doing their own entire thing. It's not like you're not riding the wave of something that is like a selling point. It's just you're making art that's 100% what you want to do, even if it's not adjacent to anything that's popular or super relevant. I know from the past, like I used to write, like obviously when you're learning to write songs and make music for the first time, you're like, what's easy? And it's like, oh, writing a love song is super easy, or writing a song about a girl or something is super easy. But I think as we've like been together and done this for like a long time now, I'm like writing songs about shit that just doesn't even make sense. I wrote there's songs on the EP that are like about anxiety and just like managing your anxiety on a day-to-day basis, and like
I don't think it's like we didn't really find. I guess we just did find it. We didn't really have to try.
Yeah.
Which I know we've all been in bands and really had to force something like that, but this has been something that is very natural feeling. We all like different stuff, but it all kind of meets up at one like crossroads. And as far as like responsibilities in the band, everybody just knows that it's a job basically, so everybody takes it seriously. And we've got help from other, we have a whole team of people who make it a lot easier for us. But yeah, the chemistry I don't think is something that you can try to learn or teach or force. It's just either you like each other enough to try to make it work, or it's just supernatural. I think it's a bit of both. We all have our own opinions, and it's hard because when you're in a band where everybody has good ideas, it's hard to really stick on one and pick the right one. But I think we have a good just mindset about writing music, and especially being in a place where we're at where it's going. As soon as something's done, the next thing's going. You just kind of have to pick your battles. Some people are willing to die on a hill of one certain thing. Some people are gonna wait to die on that hill. So it's just knowing when to do what, and it's a lot of being good to each other is the biggest thing. Is just making sure everybody's happy.
I'd say we're very not like dependent on each other in songwriting, just because like all of us play every instrument. Like all of us play guitar, all of us sing and have sung in different projects. But there's even songs that like I play rhythm guitar, he plays lead guitar, he played drums, he used to play bass, we used to have a different drummer. That's like there's a bunch of songs even on the EP that like we wrote each other's parts on. Like I wrote lead guitar on a song, he writes guitar on songs even though he drums. We kind of like even there's like in our writing and demoing process, sometimes like with our engineer and producer Tony, who we work with, sometimes like we'll have a bank of demos that we'll send to him. Like we'll send him like 3 songs. One of them like he will do in its entirety. He will literally do in its entirety everything singing on the demo. And then we kind of like are like, now we're gonna do the record. Now we like, of course I sing it. We all play everything and we track it live in the studio. But it's kind of like a shared role situation. Yeah. It was long. We did the first 2 songs that we did was last spring. Cherry and Wide Eye we did at a studio here called Highland, and then we would have kept going in the studio, but I moved to New York over the summer for like 4 months, and then we kind of started a big bank of demos and songs that we knew that we wanted to do in the studio, and then came back, set up a couple days, and did another 3 songs in the studio with Tony, and then Rest Assured and the single No Crying in Baseball we just did in my studio, and we produced it, me and him, and yeah. But there was a big gap of time over the summer we weren't together, and then we came back and we were just like, okay, we gotta do this thing. I think we all just want to do this constantly, so it's not like we're like, oh, we gotta take a break. We still haven't toured, we haven't, you know what I mean, like, we haven't even, even studio time, like, we've done it in, like, blocks of, like, day by day, but, like, we dream of the day that we can, like, just give ourselves to a record and literally just, like, you know, not do anything else for 3 weeks and just set up shop in the studio for, like, as long as possible.
For me, I mean, they don't tour anymore, but Block Party is one of my favorite bands, and I feel like we would just fit on a tour package with them so well. That'd probably be my number one.
I'll give 2. I mean, we all love this band Gleamer from Colorado. A dude named Corey who does a bunch of like producing and engineering for other bands. We just played with this band from LA, Millie, last weekend, and kind of got to connect with them a lot. And they actually came here to the shop after the show and hung out and had some drinks, but definitely would love to like tour with them. Gleamer's also like one of our biggest influences, and they're still around, so totally. God? Kiss.
Hell yeah.
Sucks.
We're all a part of Kiss Army too.
Yeah.
We got the newsletters, the magazines, the patches,
mailing list, the printed mailing list. I started the project Hollywood Slasher when I was like 18, and I think one of the coolest bands of all time ever is My Bloody Valentine. And I was kind of reading that when they first came out, everybody thought that they got their name from a 1960s horror film called My Bloody Valentine. They had to come out and explain that wasn't true, I think for like legal reasons, but I think that was what it came from. But I was like looking through the same era of like 50s, 60s horror films, just because like all the typography is very like loud and like harsh and scary. But there's a movie called The Hollywood Strangler meets the Skid Row Slasher, and the way that it looked, I was like, that's hard.
Shout out to Nemo for letting us do this.
Yeah.
Shout out to Joriel, he's like our DP, he does all of our like video art direction.
Yeah. Tony Brandt,
the legend, he's like our main producer, engineer guy.
Yeah.
Jordan, who runs the label. There's a ton of people, but
yeah. I think
Crod's dope.
Sure, Crod's awesome. But I think Phoenix has a really, really cool scene right now in like the corner that we're in, especially, and I know a lot of people are going to be here tonight, and I'm definitely like planning on like shouting out the bands that are going to be here. But for us, like our good homies, 707s, of course, Glixen, really good friends of ours.
Friction's really tight.
What'd you say?
Friction's really tight. Michael plays bass in a band called Breakup Shoes, which is really cool.
Yeah. But
the band's playing tonight, Malls and Bummer Girl.
We played our first show ever with Bummer Girl at Pub Rock, and haven't seen them or talked to them since in 2019. And then I was just like, yeah, Pub Rock. I don't even know if that's around anymore.
It is.
It is?
That's.
Sorry, Pub Rock.
Pub Rock was actually where I had my first show too, but it was called Chasers.
I think I've played there more than any other.
I remember when it was called Chasers.
Yeah, dude.
I remember I thought it was the coolest thing ever because a week before, Lil Tracy had headlined Pub Rock.
Yeah, there used to be some good shows there. I saw Nothing there.
Yeah, Nothing in Cloakroom.
Yeah, I saw Nothing there twice. The first time it was, they were way too drunk.
And shout out Zoned Magazine.
Yeah, shout out Zoned Magazine. And everybody here who's doing shit.
Yeah.
You